Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to my portfolio update. So I just want to talk about everything I'm holding right now and how I accumulated the money to get here. Right now the account is sitting at $13,768. As you can see, the past 3 months we're up $844 or 6.5%, which I'm pretty happy with. And this is as a 23-year-old who is just working a full-time job in a warehouse. Let's get into everything that I'm holding right now. The first thing I'm holding is this Robinhood call option. We're definitely down right now about $177 or 27%. This is a $119 call option with the expiration date as October 3rd. So I'm definitely just planning on holding this out. I still have about 3 full weeks left, so I have a lot of time for this to come back. Obviously Robinhood spiked up a ton when they just got into the S&P 500 this week. I just bought this call on Thursday and they have dipped down a little bit since then, and that's why I'm down the $177 right now. But I think that they'll definitely bounce back within the next 3 weeks and will get above my break-even price, but only time will tell. We'll see how this call option works out. The next thing that I'm holding is XRP. This is a very small position. I only have about $106 in here right now. I'm up about 4%, which I'm pretty happy with. I do believe in XRP a lot. I think that especially with big banks and international transfers, XRP could be huge. However, I don't think that they'll be the top crypto. I think that position will always belong to Bitcoin. I recently just got into Bitcoin. I only put $80 in and I'm up about $3 or 3% right now. This is something I definitely plan on adding into. I actually want to have a really nice crypto holding. I would like to have at least $5,000 to $10,000 in Bitcoin alone and another couple thousand into XRP as well. So the first thing that we have is the S&P 500 ETF from Vanguard. This is always going to be the #1 thing I recommend to everyone, even if you're a beginner investor. This just gives you so much diversity and is such a safe bet over time. Like, just look at this max chart, bro. Since 2010 they were up 489%. Obviously they do have a couple dips when the economy is on a downturn, but overall if you hold this for the long term, you will win. I have about 6.2 shares of this right now worth about $3,700. Right now my return is just under 10% for a $338 gain, and this is something I will literally always be adding into for years and years to come. This is my #1 pick for everyone. The next thing that I'm holding is JEPQ, which is JP Morgan's Exchange Traded Fund Trust. This is basically a covered call strategy using stocks inside the S&P 500. They also do hold some positions in American companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, and Broadcom, but the main thing that they do is sell covered calls so that they can pay out this dividend yield of 9.47. This is a crazy dividend yield and it is paid out monthly. It used to be a lot higher when they were a little bit lower. It was actually between 15 and 20%, but recently they have been performing well, so they did lower it to just under 10. I have 127 shares of this worth about $7,200 right now. I do have a really good return of 9% or $600, and I also get paid out monthly dividends from them between $50 and $100. But JEPQ is definitely a strong pick for me. If you guys are looking into getting into dividends, this is something I would definitely recommend. Next up on my list is another dividend ETF. This one is from Charles Schwab and this is SCHD. I have about 46 shares of them worth about $1,275. I have a 2% return for just $26 gain right now. They have a smaller dividend yield of 3.74, which is paid out quarterly. So this is supposed to be a lot less volatile of a stock. It's mainly focused on dividends and they have been increasing their dividend payments for the last 10 years. So if you want something less volatile and just want consistent dividend payments, SCHD is a great bet. So third on my list is a lot smaller holding. This is my last dividend holding and this is the iShares Core High Dividend Equity Fund, ticker symbol HDV. This is a lot smaller position. I only have 1.2 shares, which is $150. Off of that money, I have just a 1% return for $2.30. They also have a smaller dividend yield of 3.41, which is paid out quarterly, I believe. So this is just even more diversity, holding different companies than VOO and JEPQ, but HDV is another good bet if you want to get even more diverse. Another thing that I'm holding, this is an individual company, is McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD. McDonald's is obviously a massive company me, and I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. Look at this max chart since 2000. They literally have been on a steady climb year and year over and over again. Having a 719% return all time is just insane. I have just 1.01 shares worth about $310 in here. This is another thing I'm definitely going to be adding into over time. I really believe in McDonald's. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments. The last thing I'm holding, and this is actually my newest purchase, is QQQ. I have about 0.6 shares of them worth about $390, but I literally just bought this week. With companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Broadcom, it's just really focused on tech, which is something I wanted to get into. I think in the next 5 years, QQQ is gonna go insane. Like, you guys know with how the world is going, everything, all the money, so much is going into technology. But that is it for my portfolio. We're sitting at $13,700. We're up $2,200 or almost 20% this past year, which I'm super happy with. But let me know what you guys think of my portfolio, any changes you would make, or any recommendations that you have for me. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching.